Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the show and welcome to this deep dive into the world of Enneagram Type 2, often known as the helper. Before I go any further, I'm just going to give a little disclaimer that if you hear any banging or pounding, it's because there are contractors just outside working on our cabin. So I'll do my best to edit that out, but I apologize if there's remnants. Anyway, back to the show. Enneagram 2s are known for their warmth, their empathetic nature. They're driven by a core desire to be loved and needed. However, this genuine desire to care for others can sometimes lead to challenges, particularly when boundaries blur or self-worth becomes tied to others' approval. Understanding Type 2's wings and their subtypes can offer valuable insight for personal and leadership growth.
Welcome to the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast. Do you want better work-life balance? Do you get stuck in patterns of perfectionism and people-pleasing? Have you always been an overachiever but never really felt good enough, no matter how much outward success you achieve? Do you want more time for the things that matter most? Well, you are in the right place. Here on the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast, we focus on spirit-driven success and share the secrets to having better work-life balance as a busy woman in leadership. Here you will learn how to set boundaries like a boss, find peace of mind, and reclaim your time for the things that matter most. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, leader, and certified Christian life coach. For most of my life, I tried to find worthiness through achievement. I spent decades people-pleasing and pouring myself into my work. I was looking for my value through the approval of others. This led me to feel burned out, empty, and exhausted. I had no time or energy for myself or my family. I realized that I was wasting time and energy looking for validation in all the wrong places. But my life changed when I finally surrendered and God showed me a different way. It is my mission to help you start living the abundant life God has for you. If you're ready to become fueled by grace and find freedom from people-pleasing, if you're ready to multiply your time and impact as a Christian woman in leadership, this podcast is for you. Roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to get after it.
So let's talk about first the key characteristics of an Enneagram 2. Their core motivation is a deep need to feel loved and appreciated. Their driving emotion is pride, the unconscious belief that they must give in order to receive love. Their primary strengths are empathy, generosity, and an ability to uplift others. Their challenges tend to be boundary setting, self-care, and over-identifying with their role as a helper. Now, each Type 2 has access to one of their two wings. Remember, those are the types on either side of their type, and these shape their personality and behavior. So first we have a Type 2 Wing 1, also known as the servant. The 2 Wing 1 combines the nurturing tendencies of a Type 2 with the principled nature of a Type 1. This combination results in a more conscientious, morally driven helper who desires to do, quote, the right thing for the sake of others. Their strengths are that they are thoughtful, reliable, and motivated by a strong sense of duty. Their potential blind spots are that they can become overly critical of themselves and others if they feel they're not living up to their high standards. The leadership style of 2 Wing 1s are that they are supportive yet structured, leading both with heart and integrity. Next, we have the Type 2 Wing 3, also known as the host or hostess. The 2 Wing 3 blends the compassionate heart of a Type 2 with the ambitious, image-conscious energy of a Type 3. This 3 wing is typically more outgoing. The Type 2 with the Wing 3 is typically more outgoing, charming, and adept at making others feel welcomed and valued. So their strengths are that they're charismatic, resourceful, and adaptable. Their potential blind spots are that they may struggle with maintaining authenticity, focusing too much on the external perception, and losing touch with their own needs. And the leadership style of a 2-wing-3 is often that they are engaging and motivational and able to inspire teams and foster a very collaborative atmosphere. So now moving on to the subtypes. Remember, for every type, there are 3 subtypes: the self-preservation subtype, the social subtype, and the one-to-one subtype. Subtypes add another layer of complexity, showcasing how type 2s channel their desire to be needed. So first we have the self-preservation type 2, which is the caregiver. This subtype directs their helping nature toward ensuring the well-being of themselves and their close circles. Their care often manifests in practical support, creating a safe and nurturing environment for their loved ones. So their strengths are that they're very protective, dependable, and nurturing. Their blind spots or potential blind spots are that they may overextend themselves in their efforts, which can lead to burnout and exhaustion. In leadership, the self-preservation type 2 acts as a stabilizing force, prioritizing the team's needs and ensuring a supportive environment. Next, we move on to the social type 2, the ambassador. The social 2 is driven by a desire to be influential and appreciated within larger groups. They find purpose in building connections, often positioning themselves as indispensable resources. So their strengths are that they're sociable, persuasive, and community-oriented. Their potential blind spots are that they can become manipulative or overly focused on their role in a group, sometimes losing sight of their own personal needs. And in leadership, the social type 2 is a natural networker. They are morale boosters, adept at maintaining harmony and encouraging teamwork. Finally, we have the one-to-one type 2, also known as the lover. This subtype expresses their need to be loved most intensely in their close relationships. They are deeply invested in the emotional well-being of specific individuals, often seeking reciprocation and a very deep connection. So their strengths are that they are passionate and attentive and emotionally intuitive. Their potential blind spots are that they may become possessive or overly dependent on the validation of their closest relationships. And in leadership, a one-to-one type 2 focuses on strong one-on-one mentorship and emotional support, fostering deep loyalty among team members. So, what are some tips for navigating the challenges and growth as an Enneagram Type 2? Well, first, as always, and with any Enneagram type, lean into God's love. Remember that your value comes from being a beloved child of God, not from what you do for others. Number 2, set healthy boundaries. Practice saying no when necessary and prioritize your self-care. And finally, embrace authenticity. Allow yourself to be known for who you are, beyond what you do or your level of helpfulness. So, my call to action for you today is to reflect on which wing or subtype resonates most with you, and how does this impact your leadership or your relationships. Pray for discernment in setting boundaries and recognizing your innate worth in God's eyes. Maybe you want to journal about a time when you felt compelled to help and how it influenced your well-being. Consider where you can shift that helpfulness to a healthier pattern. Living as an Enneagram 2 can be both a gift and a challenge. Understanding your wings and your subtypes helps you navigate your calling to lead and love in a way that aligns with your values and honors God. With self-awareness and grace, Type 2s can cultivate genuine, balanced relationships that reflect true love and true care. I want to thank you for joining me today, my friends. I hope that you found this insightful and valuable in some way. And as always, I pray that the Lord fills you with gratitude, peace, and His amazing grace.
I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.